The very beginning of the Resistance franchise, when we originally were coming up with the ideas, we said, a lot of us said, we got to have big enemies in this game. And with the Resistance Fall of Man, we weren't quite ready to do the big, 100+ foot tall enemies. But with Resistance 2, having already gotten Ratchet and Clank Future done and improved the technology, we had the opportunity to introduce some big enemies to the Resistance franchise. We've definitely focused on the weapons once again in terms of making them very different for Resistance 2. But we also brought back some of our favorite weapons from Resistance 1 and added some tweaks. For example, the Bullseye is very different. It's got some cool new functionality in terms of being able to tag somebody and actually see them behind cover. It's a huge help. The Augur's got some improved functionality. But one of my favorites is the Splicer. The Splicer is a weapon that fires electromagnetically charged saw blades. The game is a lot more visceral. There are bodies exploding and their limbs coming off. There's a lot of stuff going on, and for us it was kind of a lot of fun to put that into the game. On Resistance Fall of Man, we got a lot of questions about why we didn't include online co-op in the game, and we took those to heart. We realized that people really wanted to see that. So we knew from the very beginning that we were going to do online co-op, but what we didn't know was how far we would take it. So we started throwing ideas out, and eventually we decided, okay, screw it, we're going to take the bar a lot further than people expect and do 8-player online co-op.
We scale our encounters based on the number of people who are in the encounter, and also scale the health of our advanced enemies based on how many people are in the group. So you really can play as small as 2 people. It's much more strategic at that point because it's 2 versus these very large adversaries and these very large scale encounters. But at the same time, it is doable. It just takes a lot more strategy and a lot more patience. It's key for our replayability and also to promote teamwork organically to have 3 very distinct classes. They each have very distinct roles as well. The soldiers are tank and are very much a damage sponge. He has more health than the other classes and is provided a shield that he can use to take a lot of fire on the front lines. The Special Ops is very much a glass cannon. He deals a lot of damage but has less health than the other classes. And the Medic, of course, is our primary support class. His playstyle is different, and again, to promote replayability, but he focuses primarily on the group.
Well, the 60-player multiplayer was a challenge for us, again, on the design side, because we knew that if we were to move the numbers up that high, we would be dealing with unmitigated chaos. So we took a step back and we asked ourselves, what can we do to create order out of this chaos? What can we do to have massive battles, more intimacy?
So we split the 60 players into squads of 5, and again, that just gets you kind of working together a little bit better. It also lets us kind of coordinate the battles a little bit more, and then we use the objectives. We assign one squad an objective, well, a couple of squads sometimes to get the battle ramped up, but we assign you an objective to basically get your whole squad, get their guns pointed in the same direction, get them kind of moving in the same direction. You look around, you see your squad mates, you know they're going to the same place you're going to, and that really helps. Just helps you coordinate with them. It just gets a kind of a feeling of teamwork going, and so that really kind of helps bring the sense, I don't know, the kind of experience that clans often have because they're coordinated, they're organized, and things like that. It helps bring that to kind of every gamer. Just if you're just sitting on the couch, a pickup gamer, you're not organized, you're not in a clan or whatever. It really helps them get that feeling of teamwork and camaraderie and depending on each other and working together to overcome the other team.
ProPixel Leatherization Diffusion for us has been a really important piece of technology that we adopted during the development of Resistance 2. And in fact, it enabled us to get pigeons into the game because pigeons are a very important part of Resistance, and their AI is so complex that we have to use these specialized techniques so that we can have flocks of them moving around the game. I think Resistance 2 has more to offer than any shooter out there, and it is a super high quality game. It's going to give you a lot of game for your money because of its modes. I mean, it's got a big single player campaign, it's got the online co-op, which has huge replayability factor, and of course it's got the multiplayer competitive with its separate modes. There's just a lot to do in Resistance, and it's a really fun game.